Today it's Friday, January 3rd, 2025, and this is the Jaguar. I decide to build a short block and then deal with the cylinder heads. I'll explain why. Actually, now that I'm thinking again, let me put the plugs back because I washed the block. I mount the crankshaft. Alright, I put the studs. I'm gonna show you what's my problem. Let me first put the plugs back in place. There is one here, and there are also two here back, and there is also the front one and the side for the coolant. Let me do that. Give me a second. Now that I finished from the plugs and I put them back in place, all right, I can move on. First thing first, regarding the block, I have already torqued down the crankshaft bearing caps. Crankshaft spins nice, spins okay. What's the difference here? I don't have the side bolts and the washers. Let me show you. I have it here. Talking about these bolts and this washer with a seal. Alright, these are the old ones. Ideal, I'm gonna need a new bolts with a new seals, or at least the seals. Alright, fine. Then continue with the block. I have here the oil pickup tube. I need the seals for the oil pickup tube. Alright, and what's going on with the pump? I washed the pump, I took it apart, and there is a scoring inside, and there is a problem also with the shaft. It makes it, one second, it moves a lot. I don't know if you can see through the video what I'm talking about. Okay, like this, it doesn't move that much. I haven't torqued down the, like this doesn't move, but from one side only. You know what, I'm gonna open it to show you. There is no problem, there's no problem. I'm gonna open this one. Let's do that. Dang it. Just a second. Just a second. What's my point with oil pump? Ideal, it's gonna be good to put a new oil pump. Alright, that's my point. Let me show you what I saw, and then we're gonna move on. Alright, as you can see, like I said, I washed the pump. I haven't torqued it down. I didn't torque down any of the bolts because it doesn't make any sense to me. But if they said to me that use this pump, I'm gonna use it. There's no problem at all. I don't know if even if it's available to begin with. Alright, now, like any other geared pump, hydraulic pump, what's important? It's important to seal the gears from this side, from this side, from the shaft, and between when they're messing together. Alright, now, the rear housing, one mistake, for me it's a mistake, for somebody else it's total fine. One thing is that the shaft, it doesn't pass through the rear housing to have an extra support. Okay, it's only here, all the support of the shaft is here. Alright, then there is some wear at this point and at this point, and this is very deep actually. Alright, this is one red flag, fine. Then we have on the front housing here some scoring that something pass through the pump here, through the gears. You're not gonna hit that much the steel parts of the pump, but the aluminum, or aluminium, called as you like, it's much more soft. So this will gonna give up first. And then the thing what I was saying regarding the shaft that has support only front and does have back. Watch this front here. There is, because of the forces, because sideways, you can see here that has more wear, it's been polished, and then also from the other side. There is one, it's there, and no, the other one's from inside, sorry. And the other one's there. Here it's nice and clean all around, but there inside has a wear. That means it has a wear at this point here and at this point from inside, like this. That's why I was moving it at the beginning the gear like that, because that's the most clearance. Then this is the design of the pump. Has this small pin. This is like a woodruff key. You see that's been compromised because it has so much movement, the shaft. It goes here inside, and here it's been polished. From the other side it's clean because it doesn't spin from the other side. All the forces are coming here, and it's normal to be like that. Then the impeller inside, you see here some marks. Here on the top I'm talking about. It's hard. It's supposed to do something hard. It passed through this. You see that this side's not been touched. This face here, and from here it's been polished because always it's one way. All right. The same thing also inside here. Then let me put it together to show you something. It comes like that, the pin, and you can enter it in any position. But wherever I'm gonna enter it, it doesn't look like it has crazy wear. All right, but wherever I'm gonna enter it, always has play, has clearance, extra clearance. Ideal, if you're asking me, it's gonna be nice to be not a press fit, to be more precise. I'm gonna show you now. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I can move it. Watch the shaft. I'm turning it left and right, and it moves here inside. It moves even up and down. I mean, you're expecting to have more precise clearance, tolerance for an oil pump at least. All right. Let me close this one. No need to see anything here. It will gonna work? Yes, definitely gonna work. How long? Don't ask me. If has maybe when you warm up the oil on idle to don't have so much pressure. Yeah. Even the front gear, it's not that much precise. It's gonna be nice to have a little bit more precision. You can tell me also the new one is gonna be like that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So now that I clean it, before I cleaned it was not spinning so freely. It was biting. Now it's much better, more acceptable. I can put assembly oil and torque it down and use it again, but it is what it is. Fine. Finish with the oil pump. Let me get this from here. No need to be here. All right. Then I have received a couple of parts. I don't remember if I mentioned. Maybe I mentioned that. I'm gonna mention that again. Sorry if I repeat myself. It's supposed to be a short block build, but it ended up to be a full engine build. All right. I have received a couple of parts, but I haven't received all the parts. Let us say here in the valley, the cover here, I never received it. The small oil pan down here, I haven't received it. I have received some guides. The front seal, I removed the old one because I have the new one here with the kit. I have also inside the rear seal. Finish with that. Let's go to the cylinder heads. This how does looks like. This is which bank? This is supposed to be the bank 1. This is supposed to be this is supposed to be the bank 2. This is supposed to be the bank 2. Yeah. All right. That's how I have received it. I'm not the one who removed the valves. There are from the explosion, because if you see the previous pistons, the old pistons are all over the place. All right. Somebody passed it with a sandpaper to clean the surface probably. Here we have a check valve, and if I send it for resurface, I have no clue if I send for resurface or not, but if I send it I have to remove the check valve from here. So I need to inspect the guides like any other time, the seats, the valve seats, and the bore where it sits the tappet. Now, regarding the tappet, how to call it this one, it's not hydraulic, it's the old school You see this number? 3.25. That means from inside here where it sits, where it steps the valve, till here up, it's 3.25 millimeters. And the coating here, the DLC coating, how it's called, this one, it disappears. It starts coming apart. Is the reason to change it? Yeah, because this is gonna minimize the friction between the lobe and the tappet. Alright, as an example, this you can use it, but when you have like this, it's a good thing to change it. Now, each one of those, they have different numbers because different clearance. This is 3.325. Alright. This is 3.340. Yeah, don't mix it up. Okay, 3.445. It doesn't matter if I mixed up or not, to be honest. Why? Because let us say that the seats are okay, the guides are okay, and the valves are okay. Alright, I have to lap it, and then I have to go one by one with the camshaft on, torque down, with assembly grease here to get the space, the clearance, to don't move up and down, to demonstrate like it has an oil pressure. And then with the filler cage, you have to check the clearance and choose the correct one. That's why I want to close the short block here and then deal with the cylinder heads. The other cylinder heads down over there. I haven't touched it, that's how I receive it. Alright, and the tappets are in place and looks like that nobody, I mean, they put back in place, I think, I hope. We're gonna see. Regarding the valves they came in a boxes, they didn't came in this box, they came all together. And I checked a couple of those, I checked the ones with X, alright? And whichever I check, I don't see any crazy run out. I put it on the tool, alright? It doesn't look like they're bent, the valves. But to be sure about it, I have to clean them and then measure it, not like that. I haven't cleaned them yet. Then I make the glove dirty. Wait. Then what I have done here, I have the aftermarket connecting rods. Alright, I have the aftermarket pistons. I have one OEM connecting rod, one OEM piston with a wrist pin, the piston rings. These are the connecting rod bearings, the OEM. Alright, these are the aftermarket ones. This is the aftermarket wrist pin over there that I put a number on it. The connector goes from B01 to B09 because there is a B07 and then B09. You can see this one's B07 and then the next one it's B09. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. Okay. What's my problem? One of the problem is why to balance the crankshaft since it has less than 5% difference on the weight. It's pretty much identical. The pistons, the connectors, and so on. Okay, past this one. Forget about that. What was my biggest problem? Why I started the camera? Now. The piston rings are there, the aftermarket ones. Yeah. Let me show you something. The OEM piston, it has an arrow. Alright? It's pointing front. That means you can see also the skate, there's nothing wrong with that. If you put it from the bank to here, it's supposed to point like this. If you put it, that's why it has this notch here for the cooling jet, and there is another one from this side. Why? Because you see the cooling jet where it is on the left. You see the relief here, it's on the left, alright? And the arrow pointing front. Now, if I go from this side, it has to end up like that. Nothing new here. You see the arrow here, you see the relief here for the cooling jet, and you see the cooling jet down over there. It's supposed to be like that. Fine. Then, we have the aftermarket pistons, alright? That I mark it, I put number 1, this is not my measurement, alright? This is my mark, the number 1 that you see here, this is from before, that's how I receive it. And all of them, they have one line where they measure it. Me, I'm not measuring it there, the pistons, I'm measuring it here. Where is this dot? Alright, you see there is a dot here, dot here. This is the correct distance, not so high. For me, at least, it's high. Now, alright. What's the catch here with these pistons? You see that it has a cut relief here. That means from this side I have to put it this way. That has the relief, okay? And from this side, it has to be this way, because it's on the left. Makes sense? Once on the right, there, right. Dang it. Did I scratch it? Yes, slightly. Okay, it's not a big deal. It's not gonna affect anything. You're not gonna affect anything. I'm gonna show you why. It doesn't matter even if I throw it down on the floor. I'm gonna show you now why. Why? Because I don't believe that we're gonna be able to make more than 10,000 kilometers with these pistons. That's my point. All right. Let's see another one thing. Let me get the digital caliper to show you. All right. Let me try to show you. The notches, the cut relief for the valves, it has to be symmetrical. Why? Because in one case, where is arrow? It's here. In one case, this is the intake. In the other case here, this is the intake. So it has to be symmetrical. It has to be identical to be able to clear how you're gonna put the piston. If you put in bank 1, bank 2. All right. Now, let's see on this piston. I have opened the caliper and I'm measuring here the cut relief. All right. There. And I'm coming down here. You see that this is smaller and it's different position. Same thing also from this one. Same thing from this one. And in all of them, not only this, some of them it's more wide. This is no smaller. This is smaller as an example. You see this? I don't know if you can tell through the phone. This here it's smaller. This is smaller. In any case, also this is not a big deal. Just what it takes to mount the valves with a soft spring and make sure that it gives enough clearance and we don't have any headache. Past this one, by the way, keep in mind that you see where is the knots here for the cooling set, or all are on the left in all of the pistons. All right, so I haven't put any piston upside down or something. Fine. It's not like that 4 pistons they have more cut relief clearance here for the valves, let us say on this side, and the other 4 they have from the other side. Like this I'll understand, but that's not the case. All right. Then my biggest problem, yes, let's stop here. Let's finalize it actually. All right. This is the OEM piston with OEM wrist pin. In all of the engines, doesn't matter if it's a V8, inline 6 or whatever, let me show you. It's pointing to me, the arrow it's pointing to me. All right. You see the cut relief here for the cooling jet. I'm just a rough measurement, just to show you what's my point. All right. You see on the right side here, we have 5640. All right. Now from this side, you have 58. And that's how it's supposed to be. This is to run nice and silent and to don't have any problem. Now, what's the problem with these pistons? That's why I'm saying that you're not gonna make more than 10,000 kilometers. That's what I believe. I hope to be wrong. I'm putting the wrist pin in, all right, and then put it inside. Where am I? A little bit far away. You have 57.1 and 57.19. What does mean that one? Even if I measure it more precise, because I was sideways to show you, if I measure it even, let us say, 57.15 and 57.2, alright, that means the pistons are symmetrical. From my experience, it will not gonna have a happy end. It will not gonna run smooth, it's gonna be loud, the engine, and after 10,000 kilometers, you're gonna need some pistons. But that's me. This is me. Nothing wrong with that. Alright. I'm gonna put them on, there's no problem at all from my side, but like I said, there needs to have this offset. It's important to have this offset. Alright. Another thing, now that I have also this, yeah. See what's happening here. I have these bolts for the connecting rods. Alright. It's the M9x1. Okay. And this, it says classic. The stretch, recommended stretch, it's supposed to be between 5,000 to 6,000 an inch, not more than 6,000, not less than 5,000. My target is 0.0055, like any other time. And here it says that the final torque in metric, it's supposed to be 61 to 81 newton meters. From 61 to 81 newton meters, it's the day with the night for me. I mean, to say somebody that, you know what, you have to tighten between 70 and 75 newton meters, I understand. But from 61 to 81, 20 newton meters, yeah. This, you're gonna tell me, Tassos, why do you care about the how many newton meters? Usually you're stretching the bolts, right? Yes, 100% right. But see what's my problem here. Let me show you. There's no opening in none of this. So I have to torque it down based on newton meters, not based on stretch. I cannot stretch them. I cannot put the stretch gates anywhere because there is no hole from the other side. Also, the OEM, as an example, has only one. Alright. Lovely. Amazing. So most probably what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go between 70 to 72 newton meters, depends how I feel it. My target is gonna be 70 newton meters to meet in the middle. Then I have some seals. They came with the kit. I have the head gaskets. I have the studs. I have these studs. All right. You see that I have one OEM head bolt as a reference. It looks okay. Let me make the engine upside down to watch also from down. How does it look like? Alright, that's how does it looks like. The studs in place. I don't know if it's interfering. It's supposed to be okay. Alright. It spins, like I said, spins fine. It doesn't bite anywhere. Has an assembly grease everywhere. Thrust washers in place. Fine. You're not gonna have a happy end the pistons. You need to have an offset. That's the most important thing. It's not about the bolts, it's not about the cylinder heads, it's not about the oil pump. I hope to find the oil pump or the side bolts or some seals and these things. The most important thing, for me at least, it's the piston. Alright. And before I measure it, I was scratching my head why I have these values, and it makes sense because they machine it. Yeah, they machine it a different way. No need to say anything about that. By the way, it's not my build. I'm not the one who said that, you know what, bring me these pistons, these connecting rods, or these studs, or sleeve it with this way. That's how they brought to me. Nothing wrong from my side. I can put it together, but it will gonna run rough, and I'm giving the best case scenario 10,000 kilometers and then you're gonna need the pistons. You're gonna need to open again the engine. It depends how you're gonna drive the car and so on, all these things. Why I have the tool here? I have the tool here, I already measured it before I open the bolts. But I want to get a measurement from the OEM connecting rod with the OEM connecting rod bearings, and I want to torque it down one connecting rod or two connecting rods to have it as a reference to 70 Newton meters with an aftermarket connecting rod bearings, and read it again to see how it's gonna be, if it's gonna be fine or if we have any distortion. All right. That's it. Small update. What can I say now? If they said to me, close it with these pistons, guess what? There's no problem at all. It's just, like I said, I want to close the short block. To put the crankshaft fuse connecting rods, the cooling just to see that it's not interfering with the piston or with the connecting rod, and then I'm gonna move on with the rest, because they are in pieces, as you can see. All right. Yeah, to take it one at a time. I'm gonna wrap the engine with nylon to don't be contaminated, and then I'm gonna continue with the cylinder heads. That's it. Like any other time, the video it's mostly for the owner, alright, to see what I have in front of me. The cylinders are slightly, either the piston or, yeah, it doesn't, I mean, it comes tight, it doesn't go inside here, alright, and then the same piston, the same temperatures, 23 degrees, alright. If you go more down, you see more difference. That's my point. You're gonna tell me this is a stock piston. Yeah, it's supposed to don't run with these stock pistons. Yeah, alright. This tells me a little bit more out. Fine. Yeah, but this you can see that because it's an open deck, if you put the torque plates, then you're gonna see if it is okay or not. If you get these pistons they don't have any problem. These pistons, they're going easily inside, and these pistons, they don't have any coating and need to warm up. And what's this? Yeah. Fine. Good luck to all of us. Let me upload this video to watch also the customer, to be aware about that. I'm gonna ask also at the office, do I have the green light? I still have to get some measurements. I haven't finished. I have spent half day now with this. Yeah. I want to ask the office if they give me the green light to continue closing with these parts, and then there is nothing wrong from my side. Yeah, I'm gonna put it together. But that's it. Enough. Thank you very much. Over and out.